Hopefully this won't take long.
An insurmountable problem, I presume?
We'll see you now.
Seems like
a little ambiance. Let's ride! Woohoo! Yeah! Huh. Look alive! Faster! Amazing!
a bitter pill to swallow. Taking a turn for the...
Extract! This'll brighten up the place. Carving waves! I didn't realize quite how strong the enemies that you have to fight are. If you've invited me here, it must be because you're confident that my skills will come in handy. So, no need to be coy, all right? I'm here to help however you need.
You go ahead and get some rest. I want to survey this area first. We need to get some sort of security system in place, just in case of a surprise attack. Oh yeah, I'm guessing you've got all your essential supplies on you. If you're going to put them down, make sure it's somewhere everyone can see them. Oh, you want to come with me? Sure, that'll save us some time. All right, come with me and stick close.
Rest well now, start well later. Am I right? In my experience, a good night's sleep does way more for recovery than the finest meal. I've weighed up the surrounding area, our timing, and everyone's condition. My conclusion? It's time for a nap and some snacks. That's my suggestion as a guide for the people of the Springs. For your consideration. Hey, are you sure you can keep going? Maybe we should take things a bit more slowly?
It's nothing serious. If I let every little setback stop me, I'd never have made it this far.
You want me on your team?
Shine down! Yield! Grant us your blessing!
I'm going in!
This is where you fall.
Do your worst! We shall... Let's light it up! Everybody
I know you are a formidable warrior, but we must not underestimate the monsters in this domain. They seem to come in endless waves. Nor should you be afraid. I am here to answer your call, and I will stay by your side until every mystery here has been uncovered. With this blade, I shall slay any foe that comes our way.
You intend to take a rest? I concur. You do look quite tired. Self-knowledge is a good trait to have. Better to walk at a slower pace if it means you will travel further in the end. I brought some coffee candies. Here, take one.
I've always wanted to go off on a big, long adventure and grow old along the way, just like my dad's. I know there's a lot of bad luck waiting for me out there, and if I'm not careful, I might not have the chance to grow old at all. But my mind's made up. I have to do it, because adventuring is my favorite thing!
I just had a brief look around. I quite like that hat on the coat rack. It's a nice color, and pretty stylish, too. I would have quite liked to try it on if this was a marketplace. But since it probably counts as lost property, I'll have to be content to admire it from afar.
Are you going to hold a festival?
All is accounted for. Let's move out.
Illusion ship!
You, Glade! Boba, get them! Hey,
Be sanctified. Ah!
There is no escape!
Don't be scared! Out of the frying pan!
Bow your head.
It's not often that I have the chance to take a rest before the battle is truly over. I keep asking myself, can I really afford to take a rest yet? And if there are still monsters that have not yet been vanquished, the answer is no. I cannot stop now. You'd like to join me in a moment of meditation? Oh, all right. Close your eyes. Now, join me in turning your gaze inward, to the deepest part of your being.
Only a handful of my more experimental dishes have made it onto the Wanmin restaurant menu. In most cases, it's because I think the texture isn't quite right, or the flavor needs a lot more work. But that doesn't mean I'm about to give up. I know there are tasty dishes out there waiting to be discovered, and I'll find them sooner or later. You look tired. Do you need to take a rest? If you're feeling peckish, I've brought some fried radish balls. I made them before we came here. Try to take life at a slower pace. It's good for your health.
This is not the first battle, nor will it be the last. The battle must go on until the moment you have reached your goal. This is a test of endurance, quality I find most admirable in those who possess it. Working a job requires endurance too. Yes, quite true, quite true.
Reconstitute! Fresh and floral!
Remember, health comes first.
Settle down! The tides beckon.
Taking a turn for the better.
Bow your head. Be sanctified.
Buckle up! Neutralize! Fresh and floral!
Seems like an emergency. Mind the side.
Silence! The tides beckon.
A bitter pill.
Settle down! Let the mighty be humbled!
You're dead meat! Extra. This'll brighten up the place.
The doctor will see you now.
Taking a turn for the...
Let's get it off!
Be sanctified.
Neutralize!
A bitter pill to swallow. Seems like an emergency.
Silence!
Buckle up! Fresh and floral!
Bow your head.
Taking a turn for the better.
Reconstitute! This'll brighten up the place.
You're toast!
Let the mighty be humbled! Silence!
The doctor will see you now.
Remember,
Extract! Fresh and floral!
Booba, get them! Hey-ya!
The tides beckon.
not my glasses.
A little ambiance.
Mind the side effects. Seems like an emergency.
You're toast!
Bow your head. Let the mighty be humbled.
The doctor will see you now.
Remember,
Fresh and floral.
A bitter pill to swallow. Seems like an emergent.
This'll brighten up the place.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire! Hey!
Be sanctified.
Mind the side effects.
Reconstitute! Russian floral!
Nice and spicy!
Remember, health comes first.
Settle down.
Goba, get them! Race you! The Dactyl! You're toast!
The tides beckon.
Mind the side effects. Taking a turn for the...
A little ambiance.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire! Hey-ya!
Bow your head. Be sanctified.
The Dactyl will see you now.
Remember,
Neutralize! Russian floral!
Goba, get them! Eat this!
Settle down. Let the mighty be humbled.
a bitter pill to swallow. Seems like an emergency.
Extract! A little ambiance!
Nice and spicy! Hey-ya!
Bow your head.
Taking a turn for the better.
Neutralize! This'll brighten up the place!
Goba, get them! You're toast!
Settle down. Be sanctified.
Remember, health comes first.
Reconstitute! A little ambiance!
Out of the frying pan, into the fire! Eat this! Ha!
Bow your head. The tides beckon.
Mind the side effects. Taking a turn.
Extract! Russian floral!
Nice and spicy! Hey-ya! Race!
Let the mighty be humbled.
Seems like an emergency.
Neutralize! This'll brighten up the place!
Out of the frying pan, into the fire! Eat this! The doctor will see you now.
Remember,
A little ambiance!
Hey-ya!
Silence. Be sanctified.
I've always felt that a library full of books is just like a shelf full of perfumes. It's worth taking the time to study and appreciate each one until you find the one that's perfect for you. That experience of holding on to hope as you search for the one, it's a beautiful thing, worth treasuring.
There are a surprising number of books here. I can't help but wonder if there are any ancient prescriptions or medical texts.
Sorry to disappoint, but I already took a look. They're pretty much all children's books.
Is that so? Well, some fairy tales may still have therapeutic benefits in treating mood-related disorders.
This is not the first battle, nor will it be the last. The battle must go on until the moment you have reached your goal. This is a test of endurance, quality I find most admirable in those who possess it. Working a job requires endurance too. Yes, quite true, quite true.
Are you tired? I know a trick that works great. Imagine all the enemies you're facing as delicious ingredients. With all that tender, delicious-smelling food nearby, doesn't it just give you a big burst of energy? Huh? Hard to imagine. Maybe it's just me then.
Witness my magnificence!
Guild, hear my breath!
Time for a light show! A festive reprise! Express Allow me!
Flee! Grant us your blessing!
The fuse is lit! That didn't count! Here come the fireworks! Service with Hold the line!
Do your worst! Here...
A festive reprise! Sign here, please! Allow me!
Guild, grant us your blessing!
Fire hazard!
shield! Hear my prayer!
Fire hazard!
There are so many enemies here. If all of them were written into a yokai story, it'd be dark long before you finish just reading the names out. But fear not, the invincible Yoimi is here to save you from the clutches of the evil yokai! Okay, that was a little embarrassing, but I sounded pretty cool, right?
Are you thinking of ways to beat up those monsters? 'Cause I have a suggestion for you. You just need to sneak up behind them, lay low, wait till they're not looking, and then pounce! Oh, you don't like it? But it works on even the sneakiest squirrels, I swear.
I used to use my rest time to review documents, but, well, that was when we were at war. Given that there's no time pressure here, I prefer to take things at a slower pace and make sure to rest and recover my energy in between battles. After all, exhaustion is one of the deadliest enemies you can encounter on the battlefield.
At the core of any myth is a true story. But once a story comes to bear the hopes and dreams of an entire people, fantastical fictions inevitably become mixed in with the truth. But in my view, the truth of our myths is not important. Still, I will stride the golden sands, my heart yearning for the light of dawn. Whether with or without the blessing of the gods, I will always be the guardian who protects my people.
my name echo in song!
Transfix!
Stay put!
Here comes the catch. Witness my rise. Laid bare.
Yoo-hoo! Pain, pain, go away!
Things are about to get tight.
The kinds of books that adults read have so many complicated ideas in them. I can't wrap my head around them no matter how hard I try. Master says that there are many things I'll understand once I'm older. So, does that mean when you grow up, you understand the same things in a different way?
We've still got quite a few punishing battles ahead of us, don't we? You ready? If life gets too dull for too long, I start to feel numb inside. I need some excitement to make me feel alive. Why don't I roll the dice? If I like the numbers I roll, we'll keep going. Could be a fun way to liven things up around here.
You intend to take a rest? I concur. You do look quite tired. Self-knowledge is a good trait to have. Better to walk at a slower pace if it means you will travel further in the end. I brought some coffee candies. Here, take one.
Whenever I'm reading a story, I like to picture it vividly in my mind. In the theater of my imagination, the scene plays out in full color. I can see the expressions on the characters' faces, hear their words, feel the cadence of their speech. Text on the page is transformed into a spellbinding show, and I watch with bated breath to see where each person's story will take them. So you see, I'm not just another celebrity. I've got solid directing chops, too.
You asked for it!
Coming through! Express deliver! Allow me! Time for a light show! A festive reprise!
Buckle up!
Service with the fuse is lit!
sure don't need to worry about me getting bored here. I am spoiled for choice with all these books. I hardly know where to start. I want to memorize all the interesting parts so I can go back and tell them to my friends. Oh, right, that's another thing I meant to ask. Which of these books do you recommend? I want to know what kind of stories you're into.
Compared to turning the pages myself and hearing that rustling sound, I prefer it when someone reads the story to me. I like to lie down on someone's warm, soft lap, close my eyes, curl up, and lose myself in the story. Staring at you? No, I wasn't.
There are so many different kinds of enemies here. We have to think carefully about how to allocate our troops. If you'd like, I can help you analyze the situation and make some strategic suggestions. Or I could even write a few directives for you. Of course, whether or not they get used, well, that'll be your decision.
So many books. Let's see here. Ha! Get a load of this one. This story is about a mercenary whose only skill is that he's an exceptional liar. He goes and gets himself hired by 3 different employers, all of which are mutual enemies. And so, he's forced to spin ever more ludicrous lies to keep himself alive and keep the morrow rolling in. You know what? I'll read on. This looks pretty fun.
Send one, send 'em all.
Let's get down to business.
You're calling for me? Coming! Make yourselves at home! With all my strength! All eyes on me!
Here you are.
Let's ride! Grow! This might hurt a little. I don't understand. Everyone hold hands! Share my knowledge!
Here! Dance with the waves!
Diffract!
Grow! Faster! This might hurt a little. This was unwise. With all my strength.
Flicker.
Warm lighting, fun stories to read. It's perfect. Oh, not that there's anything wrong with the House of Dana, of course. It's just that the books there are pretty tough going, and I tend to get so sleepy reading them that no amount of balloons can help me. And then I usually start getting hungry. I think maybe the fairy tales here are more my kind of thing.
Rest well now, start well later. Am I right? In my experience, a good night's sleep does way more for recovery than the finest meal. I've weighed up the surrounding area, our timing, and everyone's condition. My conclusion? It's time for a nap and some snacks. That's my suggestion as a guide for the people of the Springs, for your consideration.
Having a challenging mid to long-term goal is a good thing. This applies equally to combat, job seeking, and the pursuit of knowledge. But what people get out of achieving their goal depends on the individual.
I'm really curious to know what's at the end of this maze, too. And yes, I know that as we go further in, we're bound to meet tougher and tougher monsters, and maybe even suffer some setbacks along the way. But after the winds and rain have passed, the saplings in the forest grow a little bigger and a little stronger. We'll only get to see the blue sky above the treetops if we keep pressing on, right?
This out! I got you covered!
Clouds high. The bird... Here comes the catch.
Everlasting as the moon! Overruled!
Don't get too close! Supporting fire!
Wind strategy.
Shit!
Busted. Game's up. Fun's over.
Laid bare. This is where you fall. Overruled.
Check this out! Here's back! As one with wind and cloud!
Gotcha. Here comes the catch.
Laid bare.
Fire it up! I got you covered!
Busted. Game's up. Fun's over.
Overruled.
Don't get too close! Here's backup! Fallen leaves. Adorn!
Gotcha. Things are about to get tight.
Transfix.
Check this out! I got you covered!
Quietly now. Game's up. Fun.
I don't believe anyone enjoys taking up arms and going to war unless they're seeking to fulfill some other desire. Whenever the sound of clashing blades fades into the distance, I appreciate the silence that follows all the more. Too quiet for you? Then I'll play a tune on the leaf, so you can be surrounded with the sound of nature.
There are real people and real events out there that are more incredible than anything you'll find in fiction. Shame no one will ever be allowed to write a book about it. Curious? What if I told you that the things I'm referring to, no one will ever be allowed to talk about either? Okay, we can chat about something that isn't top secret information if you want, but we'll still have to go somewhere a little more private.
You intend to take a rest? I concur. You do look quite tired. Self-knowledge is a good trait to have. Better to walk at a slower pace if it means you will travel further in the end. I brought some coffee candies. Here, take one.
Thanks for inviting me here. If there's nothing too urgent that needs your attention, why not take a seat and relax for a bit? I'll make you some tea. Oh, don't mention it. It's nothing, really. I'd hate to see anyone who needs my care tiring themselves out too much.
For justice.
Wisdom! Strike a pose! Let the world come alive! I'm going in!
Laid bare! Witness my rise!
Grow, grow, grow! Shower me with praise!
Salvation!
Everybody stand back!
I don't much like spending time in places where there's nothing to do. It's like looking at a blank page in a book. But since you're here, maybe we can liven things up a little to make this time more meaningful. Like... Oh, we could share some stories with each other before we set off again.
This is woeful. I am Fontaine's biggest star. Where is the pomp and circumstance? Well, never mind. I suppose I could do with a short break. One has to replenish one's blood sugar to deliver an ideal performance, after all.
Before I go on a long journey, I tend to leave the children of the House of the Hearth with some homework to complete in my absence. Many of them, however, simply play to their heart's content for most of the time I am gone, then rush to get their homework done in the final few days before my return. They believe I am none the wiser, but I have simply elected not to expose their chicanery. After all, to complete one's work in a short time frame is a skill in its own right.
I've always wanted to go off on a big, long adventure and grow old along the way, just like my dad's. I know there's a lot of bad luck waiting for me out there, and if I'm not careful, I might not have the chance to grow old at all. But my mind's made up. I have to do it, because adventuring is my favorite thing!